Feeling like you pay too much in taxes while watching your retirement savings grow way too slowly? What if I told you the government has a secret loophole that everyday Americans are overlooking? Right now, while you're losing 20 to 30% of your investment gains to taxes, the ultra-wealthy are using a strategy that could add an extra $400,000 to their portfolios, money that's completely tax-free. This isn't just for the 1%. It's sitting right under your nose. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on how you can do the exact same thing. In this video, I'm revealing the 5 powerful ETFs that millionaires are quietly loading into their Roth IRAs, a strategy most financial advisors won't share because it doesn't earn them fat commissions. Here's something that might shock you. The difference between starting this strategy at age 30 versus age 45 isn't just a few extra years of growth. It's the difference between retiring with $2.1 million versus barely having $800,000. Every month you delay costs you thousands in future wealth. Stay until the end, where I'll reveal how a simple $500 monthly investment in these 5 ETFs could generate over $8,000 in monthly passive income. Completely tax-free. I'll even show you the exact percentage breakdown to maximize your returns. But first, let me show you why the Roth IRA is the most powerful wealth-building tool available to everyday investors like you. The magic of a Roth IRA isn't just tax-free growth, it's tax-free withdrawals when you need the money most. Think of it this way. With a traditional 401k, the government lets you skip taxes now, but they take a bigger bite later when you're retired and counting on that money. With a Roth IRA, you plant seeds that have already been taxed. And when that money grows into a mighty oak tree of wealth, every single branch, leaf, and acorn belongs to you, not to the government. Let me show you what this means in real dollars. If you invested $6,000 annually from age 30 to 65 at a 10% return, you'd have over $3.2 million. In a taxable account, you'd lose approximately $680,000 to capital gains taxes. That's like working an extra 7 years just to pay the government. Now, let's dive into the 5 powerful ETFs that outperform 93% of all other investments in a Roth IRA environment. The first powerhouse in our tax-free arsenal is SCHD. Unlike typical dividend funds that chase unsustainable high yields, SCHD focuses exclusively on companies that have raised their dividends for at least 10 consecutive years. Why is this critical? Because these dividend aristocrats have proven they can increase payouts through recessions, market crashes, and even pandemics. SCHD charges just $6 annually per $10,000 invested, an expense ratio of just 0.06%. This ultra-low fee means 99.94% of your money is working for you, not your fund manager. Here's where it gets interesting. SCHD currently yields 3.5% and has delivered a 12.8% total annual return over the last decade. Let me put that into perspective. A $10,000 investment in SCHD 10 years ago would now be worth approximately $42,000 and generating $350 in quarterly income. In a taxable account, you'd lose $70 to $105 of that to taxes every single quarter. But in your Roth IRA, you keep every penny. While SCHD gives you stable growth and income, our second ETF is like strapping a rocket to your portfolio. QQQM tracks the NASDAQ 100, home to innovation giants like Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft, companies creating the technology that's reshaping our world. While the S&P 500 has delivered impressive 10% annual returns historically, QQQM has generated a staggering 16.5% average annual return over the past decade. Here's what that means for your retirement. $10,000 invested in QQQM a decade ago would have grown to approximately $46,000. In a taxable account, you'd owe nearly $7,500 in capital gains taxes when you sell. In your Roth IRA, that entire $36,000 profit is yours to keep. QQQM has a slightly higher expense ratio at 0.15%. But when you're getting returns that outpace the market by over 60%, that's pennies on the dollar. Here's where 99% of investors make a critical mistake. They overlook small companies with massive growth potential. While everyone's fighting over the same big tech stocks, AVUV quietly targets undervalued small businesses poised for explosive growth, the companies that could become tomorrow's household names. Historically, small cap value has been the highest returning asset class over multi-decade periods, outperforming large cap growth by nearly 4% annually when measured across 40-plus years. AVUV doesn't just blindly buy small companies. It uses sophisticated filters to target financially healthy businesses with strong profit margins trading at significant discounts to their intrinsic value. At a 0.25% expense ratio, it's slightly more expensive than our other picks, but the growth potential makes this a no-brainer addition to your tax-free portfolio. Now you might be thinking, isn't this just the plain vanilla S&P 500? Let me tell you why VOO isn't just another index fund. It's the backbone of your tax-free wealth machine. VO tracks the S&P 500, giving you ownership in America's 500 most influential companies with a single purchase. What makes VOO extraordinary isn't just what it holds, it's how efficiently it works. With an almost unbelievable 0.03% expense ratio, VOO is like hiring the world's best investment manager for just $3 per year on a $10,000 investment. That's 97% less than what the average mutual fund charges. This ultra-low cost means virtually 100% of your money works for you year after year, decade after decade. And in your Roth IRA, it's like having a compounding machine. Think about this. $10,000 invested in VOO would have grown to approximately $36,000 over the past decade. In a taxable account, you'd surrender thousands to capital gains taxes. In your Roth IRA, every dollar of that $26,000 growth is completely tax-free. But what if I told you there's one more ETF that could be the crown jewel of your tax-free portfolio? The fifth and final piece of our tax-free wealth puzzle is VIG, an ETF that focuses exclusively on companies that have increased their dividends for at least 10 consecutive years. What makes VIG special is that it doesn't chase high yields that can be cut during tough times. Instead, it targets companies with rock-solid business models that allow them to raise their payouts year after year, even during recessions. This ETF delivers a respectable 2.5% dividend yield that actually grows over time. While that might not sound exciting, here's what most investors miss. Companies that consistently raise dividends have historically delivered superior total returns compared to both high-yield stocks and the broader market. With a 0.06% expense ratio, VIG is another low-cost powerhouse that maximizes your returns. But the real magic happens in your Roth IRA, where those growing dividends compound tax-free for decades. Imagine this: $10,000 invested in VIG 10 years ago would now be worth approximately $40,000 and generating about $840 in annual dividends. Now, for the strategy that brings everything together. Based on historical performance data and future growth projections, here's the optimal allocation for investors under 40. 35% to QQQM, 25% to AVUV, 20% to SCHD, 10% to VOO, 10% to VIG. This aggressive but disciplined approach has historically turned a $10,000 investment with $500 monthly contributions into $115,000 by year 5, $285,000 by year 10, $670,000 by year 15, $1.4 million by year 20. For investors over 50 years, 30% to SCHD, 25% to VIG, 20% to VO, 15% to QQQM, 10% to AVUV. This balanced approach prioritizes growing income while still capturing significant growth, potentially generating $580,000 in just 10 years from a $10,000 starting investment with 500 monthly contributions. Let me show you the life-changing difference these investments can make with a real example. Meet Eric and Sarah. Both are 35, both earn the same salary, and both invest $500 monthly for retirement. Eric uses a Roth IRA with our 5 ETF strategy. Sarah uses a regular brokerage account with the exact same investments. Fast forward 30 years. Eric has $1.7 million, and every penny is tax-free. He can withdraw $6,800 monthly without paying a dime in taxes. Sarah has the same $1.7 million on paper, but after accounting for capital gains taxes at 20%, she's effectively left with $1.36 million. That's $340,000 less than Eric. Even worse, her monthly withdrawals trigger ongoing tax bills, reducing her actual usable income by thousands each year. That's a difference of over $400,000 just from choosing the right account type, plus thousands in additional annual tax savings during retirement. Listen, the clock is ticking. Every single day you wait to implement this strategy costs you future wealth. And if you want to see exactly how much dividend income you could generate from just $10,000, click right here to watch my eye-opening video. You might be shocked at how a few strategic moves can multiply your passive income.